In a draft filled with talented running backs, this young man is the clear favorite to be the first one off the board on the Thursday night of draft night in 2025 from Boise State. Ashton Jeanty here on the Rich Eisen Show. Good to see you, Ashton. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm better for seeing you on my screen, to be very honest with you. What's going through your mind 8 days before the NFL draft?
Man, a lot, man. Mine is swirling, but, I'm just trying to find some peace through, everything that's going on. But I'm just ready to hear my name get called,
I do know that. That is for sure. And, what's that going to feel like, do you think? Have you envisioned that moment when you do hear Roger Goodell say so-and-so selects Ashton Jeanty?
Yeah, I've definitely envisioned it, had dreams about it. But, I think it's just going to be a lot of emotions, excitement, joy, everything you can think of, just because of all the hard work leading up. It's been a long journey to get to where I'm at.
So you're going to be there, right? I mean, so your Jeanty party of how many? Who's coming?
We got mom, dad, all my siblings, older brother, older sister, younger sister, my godfather, godmother, two of my uncles on my mom's side. Who else? My girlfriend and her mom. And I believe that's it. Or yeah, my brother's girlfriend. So I don't know. I lost count, but that's
okay.
Probably like.
I just want to make sure. I got to make sure you're okay, Ashton. Just my two unsolicited sense. For your happiness, I would upgrade mentioning your girlfriend sooner than that on the list if you're going to be asking.
You gotta pick the family first.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You're right. Listen, this is obviously a momentous moment for them too. So I'm glad that you're all going to be there. Are they still in Florida? Is that where they're all based? Your family mostly? Ashton?
No. So everybody actually is pretty much in Texas now.
In Texas now. Okay.
Yeah.
You were just born in Jacksonville. That's just your birthplace, right?
Yes,
so how did you walk me through your journey? How did you wind up in the state of Idaho to play football, Ashton?
Man, so I grew up all over, right? My dad was in the military, but his last stop was Naples, Italy. And after that, we moved to Frisco, Texas, where I played high school football for the last 3 years of high school. And, I got recruited by a great bit of schools, and Boise State just stood out in, their care and, you could see the real want in them, the real belief in me as a player to come through and, do special things for this program. I mean, the long history, before I was even born of, winning a lot of football games, championships, going to bowl games, right? And, just that history of running backs, coming through and, being great and excelling on the next level as well. So I kind of wanted to be the next one.
And living in Idaho, what was that like for you, Ashton, being there?
It's a chill, relaxed place. It's very peaceful. The community is great out there. The people are so nice and welcoming. A lot of things to do outdoor, float the river. If you like hiking, you can go on a hike, fishing, all that type stuff. But I really did enjoy it. It was tough at first because when I first got there in January, it was cold, it was snowing, and I just came from Texas. So I'm, man, what's going on? But I really embraced it, and they got the saying over there: you take care of Boise, Boise will take care of you, and I definitely seen that.
When did you realize that you had a special talent?
I would say in middle school, honestly, because it was always people telling me, I thought I was just, I thought I was great, but, everybody told me that I was elite, that I was going to play in the NFL someday, that I was going to be one of the best. And I just remember how I got into football. It was really because of one of my childhood friends, Mario. His dad was like, we were just playing around one day at one of his practices, because I would go and just hang out with him and watch his practices. And then he was like, man, why aren't you playing football? I was like, I don't know. And then next thing you know, I'm in Pop Warner football.
And now, next thing you know, you're going to be in the National Football League, fresh off of being a runner-up for the Heisman Trophy, based on what you've done and the abilities that you have. I mean, we just showed that photograph. Put it back up again one more time. When you see this, you think what? What are you thinking here?
I'm in space, man. I'm floating.
You are. I mean, you are doing that. I mean, and then you watch it back. Do you even marvel at that?
I do. Sometimes after the game, I look back and I'm like, man, I really did that. You know?
Yeah. Right. And so who of that currently plays in the NFL do you reach out to for 2 cents? Or help?
For help? I wouldn't say I really have, reached out to anybody specifically, but I mean, I've talked to a few different guys at, different events like Raheem Mostert, Jonathan Taylor, down at the Super Bowl, Mark Ingram, just being able to connect with them and talk to them. They all gave me advice, even talking with Marshawn Lynch a few times a little bit. So, but, building relationships with those guys who've been there and done that.
Other than taking care of your mentals and your chicken, what did Marshawn tell you about? What advice did he give you, Ashton?
He said, yeah, just, kind of stay focused, on the grind. And, he was just saying like, I'm the one, I'm one of them ones, like I'm next up. So it's just great to hear that from, somebody I grew up watching play.
Fresh off of a 2,600-yard season, Ashton Jeanty joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's get to it. Who have you spoken to, Ashton, from the NFL?
With teams, huh?
Yes, sir.
So I've spoken to a lot of teams, but the Raiders, the Bears, Broncos, Falcons, Seahawks. I mean, a whole lot of them.
You've spoken to the Jets? Have the Jets spoken to you? Have you spoken to them?
I haven't spoken to the Jets.
What about the Patriots? Have you spoken to the Patriots?
I spoke to them at the Combine.
At the Combine. What about the Dallas Cowboys? Have you spoken to the Dallas Cowboys? Actually?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay. Where did that take place? Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys.
Down here in Dallas, man.
Down in Dallas. What would it mean for you to be drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, Ashton?
I think it would be a great opportunity. It would be awesome because I grew up here. A lot of people would love to play for their kind of hometown team where they grew up a little bit, play high school football. Mm-hmm. But I think it'll be a great opportunity to play for any team in the National Football League.
No, and I know. Should you be drafted by a team other than Dallas, you don't want to be on the record and saying, "Hey, that would really be special." Certainly, if you're being drafted by another team, which is special in and of itself. But I mean, for a kid growing up the way that you grew up, for you to go to Idaho, make your bones, and then be able to play with the star on the side of your helmet. I mean, were you watching the Cowboys as a kid, Ashton?
Not like as a young kid, just because I grew up all over.
Right.
But it was more of kind of when I got to Texas. I mean, obviously, everybody here is a Cowboys fan, mm-hmm. In this area at least. So just kind of, seeing it, being around it, that type of thing.
And who was the running back that you watched growing up then? Who was your guy?
I mean, I watched a lot of different guys, but I think the first guy I really started watching, to be honest, was Marshawn Lynch.
So you getting to meet him had to be pretty neat, huh? That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So before we get to Open Door, and then I let you go on with the rest of your day, every mock draft I see has you as a Las Vegas Raider. Can you characterize your conversations with the Raiders for me, Ashton?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's no surprise to me that I'm mocked to go there, being that the recent hires and Pete Carroll. We know his coaching style. We know he likes to run the ball, likes a great running back, and also other people that they've brought on their staff like Chip Kelly and DeLand McCullough and a great running back coach. But yeah, it's been great conversations. Obviously meeting with the GM as well in Spy Tech. And, they want to bring in, great people, right? Obviously, I'm a great player, but they want you to be a fit as a person as well. And I think it's, well known by them that I'd be a great, fit as a person and player. So it's been great conversations with them and getting to know them as well. So look forward to seeing what's going to happen on the 24th.
Yes, indeed. And, obviously Marshawn Lynch knows Pete. Pete knows Marshawn. Marshawn was literally shouting him out during his introductory press conference in Vegas. Did you have any contact or meet Tom Brady at any point in time in this process?
No, I did not.
Okay. All right. I'm hunting and pecking for what I can figure out for you on your behalf as well. Tell me about Open Door and your relationship with Open Door in advance of this year's draft, Ashton.
Yeah, so getting drafted is, going to be one of my biggest milestones in life. And, I feel like teaming up with, Open Door just, felt like the perfect way to prepare for this next chapter. Not just in life, not just in football, but in life. And they understand, how major transitions feel and, making it easier.
And so, supporting homeowners in that transition or the milestone, and obviously that's what you got going on. You've been nothing but setting milestones, and you're making a transition in life from one level to the next. It makes complete sense that you guys are connecting in advance of this draft. So before I let you go, I'm going to ask you what I ask every top prospect that is kind enough to say yes to appear on this program. A team gets what if they draft Ashton Jeanty next Thursday night?
Man, they get a guy who's gonna, change and make this organization for the better. There's obviously a lot of great organizations, a lot of great players. But what I bring to the table is, leadership, a person who's going to be able to connect with everybody in the locker room. And not only that, but make them better, push them to, higher limits. Obviously an asset, on the offensive side of the ball. And then just the community, right? Doing things in the community, bringing change, and most importantly, a legacy for people to follow, because a legacy is what you leave behind. And I'll leave behind nothing but greatness.
I love it. What an answer, man. I'm so looking forward to seeing what you could do at the next level. I guess I got one last question for you. You can only do one thing, Ashton Jeanty. This is one thing here. You can run through somebody. You can run over somebody. Or you can run past somebody by leaving their ankles pretty much broken.
Yeah.
What do you choose, Ashton Jeanty?
I'm gonna say run through somebody, because it just sets the tone. It changed the game. That type of physicality always it gets everybody going.
It gets everyone going. So you choose the run through. I like that answer. I like it. Ashton, thanks for the time. Congrats on everything that's gone on in your life to this point in time. Your relationship with Open Door included. I appreciate them making you available for this conversation that I hope we can continue when you land somewhere that makes you happy.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Enjoy your time with your family and everybody else that's part of your world in Green Bay in a couple of Thursdays, Ashton.
I appreciate it.
That's Ashton Jeanty right here on The Rich Eisen Show. Catch The Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.